Hello everybody, welcome to Nature's People. As you saw in the graph, today's topic is why is the black population in the US continuously rising as black Americans being a constituent or part of the Western world, wherein most races in general are shrinking in numbers. Fun fact is, for the white population, white Americans, their population has been declining as far as birth rates are concerned. Just to give you an example, just last year, 2022, the births per year were rounding around a million 600,000, but 40% of those births were by foreign born. So we're talking about somewhere around 800,000 births, considering that non-Hispanic Americans, non-Hispanic white Americans comprise 61% of the population, running at a staggering 200 million inhabitants. Now the question is, what is happening in the West that is driving population down, but still the black community still seems to not be in that trend? What is happening? What are the things? But basically, first and foremost, I have to explain what is behind lower fertility rates in the developed world, and then secondly, I'll have to explain why is it that racial group inside it's part of the developed world is still having its population rising. All right, first and foremost, why is the West dying out as far as population is concerned? All right, this has to do with a rise in quality of life. So in the last 40 years, the GDP per capita in the Western world has almost quadrupled. People are having working better jobs. They are working easier jobs, and also with the rise and emergence of internet, people sort of take the pathways of dating and meeting potential partners as using social media, and that has a very derogatory or sort of pervasive effect on dating in general. One of the reasons for that is because our brains are just wired to, especially female brains, they're very judgmental as far as a potential partner is concerned. They have a lot of, it's just a complex thing, guys. It goes with hormones, with the smell of the partner, with the behavior, with the analogy of the skin, the confidence and all that. A lot of things involved. I'm not going to dive into that. However, I'm going to explain that because online dating has been so widespread today, people don't do that much of effort as far as as far as pursuit is concerned. And also, one of the things that has really affected us is that people are having this concept. People are getting weaker and lazier in the West, not in a sense as in physically weak or emotionally weak. The thing is, because life has gotten so convenient, the newer generation that has come, let's say the Gen Zs, we are sort of used to have everything that our ancestors built much easier. And then we don't think that, we don't understand, most of the Gen Zs, we don't understand that when it comes to reproduction and pursuit and having a wife and procreating, it's a very hard and energy demanding process. That is the reason why most males between 20 to 34 years old, 60%, they say 69% are single. However, 60%, 68% of females out there are they have a partner. However, the interesting thing that I see also is that in the West, even though people are having a sort of they're married and they have couple, they form a couple and they're together, still they sort of they are hesitant of having kids, and that's really concerning. Part of that, this is my personal reason, okay? This is my personal opinion. That has nothing to do with analogy or being a concrete statement. This is just my personal opinion. One of the things about the brain is it is very calculative. Guys, I've been studying the brain for over 8 years, not only in the sense of analogy, going to school and whatnot. I've been studying it as in, meeting professionals, different experiences, interacting, really studying the brain. One of the things I've noticed is that when the pathways for reproduction are like what happens between the animal kingdom. I'll give you an example. The reason why the brain is affecting our reproductive eager or attitude has to do with nature. Just look at rats. The mice out there, they reproduce, they go haywire on reproduction. A mice can give 6 rats in a cycle and then wait 6 months and give more 6 rats, 12 rats, a lot of rats. But look at an elephant, because the security of life is so great and good, just the gestation of an elephant goes for 22 months, almost 2 years. And an elephant will give 6 kids. However, elephants, because they have a high mortality rate, they'll have 2 kids, 2 elephants or 3 elephants. So that's why I think, because life has gotten better and convenient, our brains just tell it's okay. The bloodline is safeguarded, so we don't need to exaggerate on the amount of people out here. So that's my personal opinion, guys. Now, coming to the black population, why is it that the black population is still increasing in the US? I've traveled around the world. I've lived in Africa, and I have to say this. One of the things about people from African descent, one cultural aspect about people of African descent is that in the society, most people are normal. But there are certain people inside the groups that are very audacious, very demanding, and have a very high masculine energy. And what that happens is that these people start stealing the other women's partners, sort of to procreate. It's just a natural thing. It's in the bloodline and in the genetics. And what ends up happening, because the nature to procreate is so strong, I noticed that even though the rate of inclusivity of Black Americans has been great over time, the literacy rate has risen, the poverty rate has fallen, and all that. But one of the things that I can tell completely is that by a bigger margin, the Black Americans still hold that African momentum, the inertia they bring from Africa, and they sort of replicate it in America. And I think it will be very hard. That's why most white people judge, I won't say white people, I'll say most scholars, sorry for that statement, it was really bad. All right, most scholars say that the divorce rates in the African American community is really high, and single mothers are very high. But that has a lot of cultural aspects, and also has to do with the things that I've mentioned prior. It's just a survival thing. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This video wasn't really great, no better script, but I'll bring better videos, and as I promised, my channel will keep on going, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.